Good morning, everybody. I've got an International Pro Star here that has a water pump leaking. This is a water pump here. This is a cartridge style pump, and there's a weep hole down there on the bottom, and that's where it's actually leaking from. So we're going to get this water pump pulled out. In order to do so, I went ahead and got rid of the surge tank that was right here and the charge air piping just to give me access. Pulled the belts off the tensioner. So we got the charge air piping laid out up here. We've got the coolant surge tank, the belt for the HVAC system, the other belt, the drive belt, fan drive belt. I actually have it just lapped up over here. So the customer had a water pump in stock, but they have the entire water pump assembly when all we need is just this cartridge piece. So I'm going to see if they have just the cartridge in stock instead of the whole thing. I don't want to really replace the whole assembly. It's kind of a waste of time, and they hardly ever leak. So I'll bring y'all back whenever I hear more from the customer, see if they got just the cartridge in stock. Alright, customer did not have just the cartridge in stock, so I went ahead and pulled these 4 bolts out. Got the cartridge out. New O-ring in it already. So the weep hole, see if I can show y'all where that is, if I can get this O-ring lined up. There we go. The weep hole is right down inside that little hole. I don't know if you can even see that. So that's where the weep hole is, and that's where they leak from. Now it's common for those to have a little bit of residue around them, but here's the old one. I've got the bolts pulled out of it already, and this is another situation where the engineers absolutely love mechanics, because they actually made it to where that whenever you pull this cartridge out, there's like a little valley down there, and it throws coolant everywhere. It's really cool. Love these engineers. Guys are awesome. Fucking hate them. But let's see if I can get y'all set up somewhere. I'll pull this off and we'll go from there. Alright, this is as close as I can get y'all to some live action here. How'd that feel? Alright, this is as good as I can get y'all. Just be able to see this. about to come out. Yeah, see, there's that cavity I was telling you about. Fuck them engineers. And there's our cartridge. I love that shit every single time. So, let's see if the weep hole's easier to see on this one. Oh, just as hard to see. It's actually harder, but it's up in there. It's weird, it kind of feels tight, but she was leaking. So we're gonna get this beast stowed in there. Oh. So it is a different housing. This one's grooved all right here to allow for the O-ring to seal here, just like this on the new one, as opposed to the old one. You can see it's got a groove cut in it and the O-ring set in there. So let me look up this part number right here and see if that changes to updating the entire freaking housing. Hopefully it doesn't, but that would be my luck. Well, they've done it. Engineers have struck again. So to get this old style canister wherever it went, they're on national back order. So we're going to replace the housing, which is this piece here. You see I've already got 4 bolts out of the one that's on the engine right now. So I got to get this one, and this one out, which this is probably the funnest one. This is not quite as fun. This one's hardly fun at all, but all 3 of these are behind the viscous vibration dampener. So show you where they are. I don't know if you can quite see them, but there's one of them right back there, 2, and then the 3rd one is right inside this little hole right there. So yeah, engineers, gotta love them. I don't know what they were thinking. I wish I did sometimes, but I don't. I'm not gonna record all this because it's aggravating and I'm learning new cuss words as I go. So I'm gonna put y'all back in the truck. Alright, so I got the old one out, and this is what I was saying. This one here doesn't have a bevel around the edge like this one does. Also, to get this assembly out, you have to leave these 2 bolts in and then pry the system down, the assembly down after you go back. It's kind of a pain, but you see the back is pretty much the same as the other one. Not really much difference at all between the 2 of them, except for that taper. It's the only difference. That's how they get you. Engineers. For some reason, you gotta love them. I guess they make life easier on somebody. Not me. But I gotta get these O-rings out of here. This one's already gone. Get all this oil and stuff cleaned up from out of here. There's an O-ring that sits inside here. I don't know if you can see that. So there's an O-ring there. I gotta clean that mating surface off, and then get this O-ring off here. Which, this is your EGR cooler, this is your water inlet, and this is your engine inlet. So that's how it circulates the water. Yeah, a lot of fun. Well, folks, here's the deal. So I make all these videos and I make them really long. That's because there's a lot of troubleshooting steps to them. And I've noticed that nobody watches till the end. So I'm not going to show the final repairs of a lot of these things. I'll do the diagnostics and the teardowns. But I'm not going to waste my time videoing this stuff if nobody's going to watch it. So that's that. I appreciate you watching it if you made it this far. If you did make it this far, leave a comment. If it's something that you want to see is the finalized repair, I'll go ahead and finish them up. If not, I ain't gonna do them. So, y'all have a good one. God bless.